The G7 summit in Alberta, Canada, became the center of a global trade crisis as U.S. President Donald Trump's aggressive 50% tariffs on steel and aluminum sparked fierce backlash. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, known for his measured tone as a former central banker, stood firm, declaring, "My country is not for sale." Factories across Canada, from Quebec's smelting plants to Ontario's auto assembly lines, faced shutdowns as the tariffs disrupted supply chains. Meanwhile, protesters flooded the streets of Ottawa, Vancouver, and Halifax, holding signs that read, "Allies don't bow to bullies," signaling a rare public defiance against the U.S. administration. Behind closed doors at the summit, tensions exploded. Trump warned that Canadian exports would no longer get a free pass, even suggesting a 50% tax is just a teaser. Carney shot back, "The supply chain is a single lane. Block it, and both sides suffer." European leaders, including France's Emmanuel Macron and EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen, backed Canada, condemning Trump's protectionism as a hidden tax on families. The summit ended without a joint statement, an unprecedented breakdown in G7 unity. The immediate impact was felt on Wall Street, where auto and mining stocks plunged and the Canadian dollar weakened. A Chicago appliance maker relying on Canadian steel announced temporary closures, while Quebec plant workers anxiously watched the political standoff. Carney retaliated with plans to challenge the U.S. at the WTO and formed a new alliance with the EU and Japan to secure critical minerals like lithium and nickel, key to North America's electric vehicle future. Even small diplomatic gestures turned symbolic. Canada's Air Force refused to transport U.S. delegation luggage, a subtle but sharp message. The trade dispute sent shockwaves beyond North America. European automakers, fearing collateral damage, began rerouting supply chains to avoid U.S. tariffs. Asian markets trembled as analysts warned of a potential global recession if the standoff continued. Meanwhile, Russia and China watched closely, sensing an opportunity to expand their influence in global trade as Western alliances frayed. The G7, once a symbol of economic cooperation, now risked becoming a footnote in a new era of economic nationalism. For Trump, the tariffs were a promise kept to his base, a defiant stand for American workers. But for Carney, the stakes were even higher. This was Canada's moment to prove it could stand up to its powerful neighbor without sacrificing its values or economy. Historians noted the irony. A nation known for politeness was now leading the charge against protectionism. As both leaders dug in, the world wondered, would this crisis forge a new, fairer trade order, or plunge the global economy into chaos? The conflict now hinges on a major energy project, a U.S.-Canada LNG terminal in New Brunswick. Ottawa has hinted it won't approve financing unless tariffs are lifted, effectively holding Trump's gas ambitions hostage. As protests continue and Carney vows to make the U.S. pay the price, the question remains, will Trump back down or will this trade war escalate? The world watches as two neighbors, bound by geography but divided by policy, rewrite the rules of global commerce. Do you think Canada's tough stance will force Trump to compromise, or will tariffs rise further? How will this showdown reshape global trade? Share your views below and subscribe for updates on this unfolding trade battle. Don't forget to like and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next deep dive into the world of geopolitics and economics.